Today, I'm going to introduce you about American Revolution.
Therefore, the representatives of the United States of America solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown.
Have you ever wondered how the group of farmers, blacksmiths, and merchants had defeated the most powerful empire in the world? The American Revolutionary War was not just a fight for a land. It was a bold demand for freedom, for identity, and a new kind of nation. Today, I'm going to take you back to the 18th century when 13 colonies stood against the mighty British Empire and changed history forever. In the 1700s, the country we now know as the United States was not yet established. Instead of states, America was divided into 13 colonies, and British controlled them. Its King George III and the British government ruled them. There were almost 2 million people in the colonies. Life in the colonies was not always peaceful. For many years, the British, the French, and the American Indians fought over land in North America. The conflict was long. The British Parliament decided to impose taxes to the American colonies. The colonists had no representation in Parliament. They thought it was unfair and protested about taxation without representation. In 1765, Britain ordered the colonies to pay a new tax. It was called the Stamp Act. Everyone had to buy a tax stamp to put on their important papers. Many of them were outraged. But in November 1773, the British ordered the colonies to pay a new tax on tea, and many of them were angry. In December 16, some men painted their face like Mohawk Indians. They didn't want anyone to know who they were. The men headed down to the harbor and dumped tons of tea into the water. Due to this event, the loss is valued at $2 billion in today's term. The British were furious. King George III ordered the Boston harbor closed. The colonists began to prepare to fight for their freedom. They met British on Concord's North Bridge. They began firing, and British retreated. The first shot fired at Lexington and Concord is known as the shot heard round the world. The American Revolution had begun. The colonial and British fought many wars, including Battle of Saratoga, Battle of Quebec, Battle of Bunker Hill, and many others. The colonial army's leader was George Washington. In August 1781, Washington and his soldiers marched to Yorktown. They began to fight with Britain, and French also helped them in their fight. In October 17, the British finally gave up, and Washington accepted the British surrender. The fighting was finally over. In May 1776, the Continental Congress met in Philadelphia. There were 56 delegates from the colonies. They decided to put their idea in the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson from Virginia wrote it. The contents are as follows. All men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Save our American states!
The 13 colonies declared independence from Britain and established a new government, electing Washington as the first president. This gave birth to the United States based on principles of federalism and and separation of powers. The American Revolution was not just about war. It was about courage to demand freedom and to create a new future. And this spirit still defines the United States today. Thank you.